Bonjour, French 1. Today's lesson is all about asking questions. Now, up to this point in class, and actually today as well, you've only been able to ask yes or no questions. Eventually, we'll learn how to ask open-ended questions by using question words like where and when and how. We got to start with the basics first. So up to this point, the only way we've known to ask questions is to raise the pitch of your voice at the end of a sentence. So instead of having tu aimes danser with a period at the end and your voice lowering as a statement, you like to dance, you could raise your voice at the end and it becomes tu aimes danser, and it's like you're saying you like to dance. Same thing in English, you can say you like to dance, period, or you like to dance, and it becomes a question. Same thing happens in French, and it's all about the pitch of your voice. The reason why I have the word do in parentheses is because the word do isn't actually here in the sentence, but that's kind of how we think of it whenever we think of what it means in English. So this is the easiest way to ask questions. Again, tu aimes danser, do you like to dance? And nous avons les devoirs, do we have homework? Literally, you're just saying we have homework. But again, the way you know it's a question is because you're raising your voice at the end. If you feel kind of silly doing that, a better or more, I guess, obvious way of asking a yes-no question in French is by using the phrase est-ce que before that statement. Est-ce que is right here in the notes, and then I've included it in all of these questions. Do note that it does become est-ce que with a Q-U apostrophe at the end if the word after it starts with a vowel, and I've got an example of that down here. Est-ce que doesn't have an actual translation. It's not the word do, it's not the word does. It's just like this gigantic sign at the beginning of a question that says, hey, what's about to come is a question. For those of you that studied Spanish, in Spanish they often put an upside down question mark at the beginning of the sentence and a question mark at the end. It's so that from the very beginning when you start reading that sentence, you know, hey, this is going to be a question. If you've ever had to read something out loud in class and you didn't realize what you were reading, maybe you got to an awkward moment where at the end of the sentence you didn't realize you were reading a question, so at the last minute you made it one, and it sounded kind of like, you like to dance? You like to dance? Yeah, I knew what I was saying. It kind of prevents that from happening. It's like this gigantic sign that, hey, what you're reading here is a question, so make sure you get your voice right. So when you see est-ce que, don't get freaked out. It does look very strange. It's got the whole hyphen and the Q thing and all that mess, and it kind of looks like it'd be hard to say. But first of all, it's est-ce que. And when people say it in French, they kind of blend it all together faster with est-ce que. And all it does is it's like a gigantic sign that this is a question. It doesn't change the actual meaning of the question at all. So if you'll notice, this question up here, tu aimes danser, and est-ce que tu aimes danser, both mean the exact same thing. Do you like to dance? The question up here of nous avons les devoirs and est-ce que nous avons les devoirs, both mean do we have homework? And then finally, this one here isn't on the top one. I just wanted to show you what happens if the next word after the est-ce que actually starts with a vowel. In this case, est-ce qu'il aime lire? They blend those together for does he like to read? Literally, you're just saying he likes to read. But again, when you put that est-ce que in there, you know from the very beginning that it's definitely a question. So this is kind of a weird topic again because there's no direct translation and we don't have anything like this in English as far as giving you a direct idea at the beginning of the sentence that it's going to be a question. So I wanted to give you a quick sample conversation just to show you how you could put this all to work and make it kind of have a logical meaning in your life. Remember, S1 is student 1, S2 is student 2. If you'd like to repeat after me just to get used to speaking to full sentences, you can. So if student 1 were to ask student 2, est-ce que tu aimes aller au cinéma? That person would be asking, you like to go to the movie theater? Student 2 might answer by saying, oui, j'adore voir un film. Et toi? And they'd be saying, yes, I love to see movies. What about you? To which student 1 could potentially answer, je préfère regarder la télé. Est-ce que tu regardes la télé? Which would mean, I prefer to watch TV. Do you watch TV? To which student 2 could answer, oui, j'aime regarder la télé. Mais j'aime mieux voir un film au cinéma. That's a long one, folks. So the first half of the sentence is saying, yes, I like to watch TV, but I like seeing movies at a theater better. Again, I'm just trying to get you an idea of how you could use this in real life. Go ahead and jot those down and we'll practice this more in class.